Okay, before you begin, let us pray first. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. Almighty and ever living God, we praise and glorify your name. We thank you for the countless blessings that you have bestowed upon us, especially the gift of life. We hope and pray that you send forth the Holy Spirit in each one of us and continue to guide us in everything that we do and in everywhere that we go. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, so good morning once again, everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. So we already had our first meeting last week. That was Thursday, and we did already discuss some few topics no, on quantitative research. So let me just share my screen first, and let's do a recap. Then we can continue with our discussion. With regards to your title, I do have some comments actually. Wala na ako na type na ako na lang isulti. Okay, copy ko type. So, there are some research titles that I considered not is feasible. The scope is the scope may be too broad. Ang uban pod it's dili jud siya exactly pang pushism. So, I would like to highly suggest others to kindly look for replacements no of your title kay dili jud ko nga nakasatisfied sa uban. Um, Siguro I'll just discuss it after my presentation. Nasa siguro. Okay. So I'll not be turning on my camera kay medyo kalisod. Kalisod lang akong connection. Okay. So last time we did discuss the characteristics as well as some examples of variables in quantitative research. If you can still remember, di ba, we already defined quantitative research as the type of research that deals with numerical values and how they can describe a phenomenon or infer a relationship. Now, a quantitative research can either be experimental or non-experimental. If you can still remember, diba, when we talk about experimental research, we have quasi and true experimental research. With quasi-experimental research, kung sa ganito, do we randomize our respondents or non-random? Kung quasi. Remember pa mo sa kong gisulti last week? Is my microphone on? Wait. It is. Meaning, wala pa yung tubag, kung meaning, nakalimot. If you can remember, di ba, true and quasi-experimental research is a causal type of research. It has a concrete cause and effect relationship, but the only thing that is different between them is as with true experimental research, we do randomization of our response or participants rather, and with our quasi-experimental research, it is non-random, so we assign them into several groups. Both quasi and experimental research make use of intervention programs, diba? Or interventions rather, not programs, intervention rather. Now wherein there is an effect between the independent variable to the dependent variable. Now, we also have non-experimental research. We have the comparative research, the correlational, and descriptive. Na magani siya mga time dimensions po, no, I did not actually mention last week, no. There are also types of non-experimental research that deals with time dimension, natay retrospective, na atay, sa katong a retrospective is comparing past data with present data mangod, and then naapod tay nagkusa ko sa ka-slide, nalimot ako. Naapod tay type of time dimension research wherein we collect data at the same time, no, kanang usually it's quite common to descriptive research, no, nga dito mo compare og past and present data, we just actually collect data on a specific timeline. Naapod tay type of time dimension na research wherein we collect present data and we compare it to future results. So, muna siya. But When it comes to other research designs na very much common, I did mention last week, we have the descriptive, comparative, and correlational. Descriptive basically just describes the phenomenon or the situation of the study. Um, Comparative research compares two variables. An example of that katong gihatag nako last week is we compare a group of students from the same class that undergo summer class while ang PCAS ang group B, which is still under from the same class but different group of students, they do not undergo summer class and we compare them based on their academic proficiency. So that's comparative research. When we talk about correlational research, we basically determine if there is a relationship, an association between two variables. An example of that is the relationship between the number of hours of sleep sa productivity level sa bata. Diba? Mo kong gihatag nga example last week, if you can still remember. Um, Let us always remember, correlation does not imply causation. Sometimes, no, there is a fallacy, katong ingon ko ninyo, there is a fallacy nga matabo if we, uh, ito na, kanang ato ang ma-mistake ang correlation as the main cause, so, as causation, as the main cause of why the dependent variable rather, kay mag-usab. Which is wrong, di ba? We have to clearly determine that correlation does not imply causation. It doesn't mean na siya dyan ang mao ang reason nga natabo na siya. Going back to our previous discussion, sa example of number of hours of sleep sa productivity level sa bata. Di ba? When you conduct research, you try to determine if the number of hours of sleep, balik, the more number of hours of sleep nga makuha ni bata, the more ba siya nga productive, the more ba nga daghan activities ang ma-accomplish. Okay. Although, right after the study, let us just presume, ato lang as an example, no? For example, ato lang ihatag og ano nga, pag humani mo ang study and then na-realize nimo nga, the more gani ang number of hours of sleep sa mga bata, the more sila productive. So, you have already established a relationship between these two variables. But, it does not directly mean na maod yun na ang rason nga no highly productive ang bata. There is an association, there is a relationship, but that is not a direct cause and effect. Kaya nga naman, like what I've said, there are several factors that could also contribute to the high productivity levels of the student. Other than sleeping, student could be motivated to do well in school, maybe because of pressure, kayang kaugalingon, or from family members, or naa siya'y goal na gusto ma-meet. So, again, there is no direct cause and effect relationship. It's not a causal research, although you can basically establish a relationship, an association between the number of hours of sleep to productivity levels, but it is not exactly like proven na mao na ang cause nga no highly productive ang bata. Not unless if you are conducting what? You are conducting an experimental research when there is clearly a manipulation of the independent variable to the dependent variable. Mauna siya class nga na-adjay direct cause and effect relationship like the experiment example nga kung gihatan ninyo last week based on the plants that are exposed to different colored lights. Since we have manipulated the independent variable, which we already discovered last week, kay ang lights to siya, therefore, it can have a direct effect to the growth of the plant. Diba? Remember pa mga itong sa example na po sa causal research or experimental research. Itong sa plants. Marlena?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, if you can still remember, kindly briefly explain to me gani what is the experiment ato unsa ang asa dito dapit ang independent variable o asa dito dapit ang dependent variable. And explain to me if kinsa ba dira no si independent ba or si dependent ang mag-usab no based on the experiment. Okay. Explain ko no to Nibi itong akong gatong nga example last week because I remember asa dito si independent o si dependent variable. Marlena?
Based sa example last week, ma'am, ang independent variables which is katong light, then ang dependent variables is katong plant, wherein ang plants is nakadepende siya sa kana sa lights gani nga gikuan nila dam. And ang katong lights kay even unsa nga colors ang gamiton, dili siya pwede mausab, unlike sa plants na nakadepend siya sa lights na pwede mausab ang iyang form or kada way nga mo grow up ang plants dam.
Okay. So, you have already established that the independent variable nga itong gi-manipulate to change the growth of the plant is ang lights, di ba? That is correct. And then ang plant, ang growth sa plant, when we expose them to different colored light, is the dependent variable because siya man ang maapektuhan because of the independent variable. Now, we also established controlled variables, no? Or constant variables. Asa man dito gani sa example sa experiment ang control variables, I would like to call Kang. She's around. Wala si Kang. Ano asa? Okay, asa gani dito ang controlled variables? Na-establish naman na to nga ang independent variables ang different colored lights. Yung itong gi-manipulate during the experiment to affect the growth of the plant. Then the plant itself is a dependent variable kasi yaman ang nag-change tungod sa independent variable. Now, tell me, asa dira ang controlled variables put? I did not mention anything pero we also included in our... Oh, okay. I'm going to ask Honey Lane instead. Oh. I did not mention the controlled variables there, but I did made mention sa akong example last week sa scenario, ang controlled variables. No? It's important that we control these variables so that it cannot affect the result of the experiment. So, asa man ito sa experiment na situation from last week, ang controlled variables. It's just a test of your retention. I'd like to call on Honey Lane. Honey Lane, you can unmute your microphone. Okay, I'm going to go back to Honey Lane and I'm going to call Carmi instead. You should not give me the silent treatment, ha? I want an answer.
Ang light, ma'am.
Are the lights the controlled variables? We have already established that they are the independent variables. Kung sa man dira ang dili pwede mausab, we remove lights and plants. Kay independent o dependent variable man na sila. Recap ni from last week, wala pa gani pa kakuan. Yes, Catherine.
Ang mostly nga makontrol ma'am kay ang dependent ma'am, so ang plant ma'am.
Oh, okay. You actually forgot isa. Nakalimutan mo sa akong example. I will repeat the experiment again. So, you decided to have an experiment using 3 plants. Now, these 3 plants, they came from, okay, Jane Rose, go ahead.
Ay, I think ma'am ang soil
Correct.
ma'am.
What else? Other than the soil. Other than the soil. What did I give? What did Ato?
Types of plants ma'am. Same type
Correct. It's the
sila.
same type of plant. Correct, Catherine. What else? Isa pa mga examples natin sa last week. Hmm?
Ang
Yes,
water.
water. That's correct, Ariza. Okay? And, isa tong last. Para matabang og patambok sa plant. Starts with letter F.
Fertilizer, ma'am.
Juliana, fertilizer. So, let me repeat the experiment again, ha? Para sa uban. All of your answers are correct. Very good, everyone. So again, no? I decided to conduct an experiment on 3 plants. These are not different plants. They come from the same species. basically, if there is such thing as age, no, parehas din sila tanan nga seedling, same sila tanan, kalibutang. Now, we provide them within a controlled environment. Sa man ang controlled environment. Siyempre, we place them in same pots, no? Same ang dimensions sa pot, same yung kalawom, same soil, same type of soil. The amount of water and amount of fertilizer nga ihatag every day is basically the same for all three plants. Those are your controlled variables. The reason why we control these is that dili siya maka-apekto sa results experiment. The only thing that we need to change is the independent variable. Our intervention during the experiment, which is ang different colored lights. We expose them to red, blue, and yellow colored lights. Now, in a span of a month, we notice that there are changes in the three plants. Ang usa namatay, ang usa kay wala jay progress, then ang usa is na siya certain growth. No? And again, it's in a controlled environment, wala siya gi-expose sa gawas. Okay, it's important that when we conduct experiments, we don't expose them to other pajud nga so like especially like climate, no? Other animals, insects pa that could affect the results of your experiment, di ba? So, we found out na kaning certain colored light, for example, yellow, is maoy beneficial for the plant because it would help the plant grow bigger. No? So, mo na siya, no? Ang dependent variable is the plant itself. It's also like a controlled variable because we control what kind of species it is, no? At the same time, the independent variable na to ang gi-manipulate is the lights. So, very good everyone. Naka-remember pa siya dahil mo sa kong klase last week. And then, di ba, sa experiment po sa hamsters, no? We have to get the same kind of hamster from the same family. It has to be the same gender, same age, no? Same species. Kailan I realized when I kept like a hamster during the pandemic, no, na lain-lain mo types of hamster, like species ng hamster. So, dapat they also have to come from the same species. And then, same living conditions for the two hamsters, only different time is their diet. Diba? So, everything must be controlled. And then, the independent is the only thing that is different nilang duha, which is their diet, no? Ang isa pellets, ang isa fruits, berries, no? Natural nga pagkaon. So, muto ko niya pa example last week, you can still remember. Okay? Now, why did I ask you about variables? So, di ba, I already discussed and established from last week that variables are a vital part of your study. These are actually the ones that you identify, you examine, you describe, no? You compare, you correlate, no? To provide an answer to a scientific inquiry. So, that is why variables are so important. You have to basically identify them at the start of your study. And it basically also provides you with an idea how to structure your statement of the problem. Dira po ito magbasa actually sa mga variables and how you construct your questionnaire from your statement of the problem. That is why variables are so vital. No? So again, just a recap, diba? Independent variables is a variable that is manipulated, especially in experiments, in causal research. Okay? And dependent variable, on the other hand, depends on the independent variable, and it is the one who changes because of the independent variable. Okay. Last meeting, we also discussed the four characteristics of quantitative research. I also injected some few differences between quantitative and qualitative. No, in qualitative, we have fewer participants. No, mostly we conduct peer group discussions, interviews, observations. It is vital that we do not read literature first before we conduct qualitative research because it could basically affect our bias noon nga to ang perception no during the process of the entire research process. But if you compare it to quantitative, we follow the IMRAD format wherein it is really vital that we read literature first before we write no our chapter 1 no because it's really important that when we read several literatures in quantitative research, it could help us identify any gaps of the literature from different studies and could help us set what kind of study that we are going to pursue once na mag-research ka. Oh, batas. Information overload, ano? Okay. So, we determined that there are four. Now we have controllability, generalizability, objectivity, and replicability as the characteristics of quantitative research. In controllability, no, again, an environment should be controlled, variables should be identified. No, it's very vital in quantitative research, most especially in experimental research, whether it may be quasi or true experimental research. In generalizability, so again, no, we get large sample sizes. So, di ba, I have already mentioned that in qualitative, we only need few participants, maximum na gani ang 10. But in quantitative research, we need a substantial sample size derived from the total population so that it will represent the entire population. No? I did made mention, I already illustrated no, sa whiteboard last week nga from the entire population we're only going to get like a sample size. So kung sa pie pa na siya, no, whole pie, if you can imagine it as the total population, a slice of it would be the sample size, no? Two slices would be the sample size, no? It is substantial, no? It is substantial enough to represent the entire population, especially in conducting data gathering. And it's very important, no? Kay usually, no, we make use of questionnaires, and dili man na pwede nga lima ra ka buok imong i-survey kung ano mo og kanang perception about your study that could not accurately provide you with answers, di ba? Para sana makonduct ka og survey asa ang masindot, no? Kung ingon sa inyo ha, di ba? Online or face to face. Lima ra sa inyong mga classmates itong gipangutana. Yeah, syempre, wala ta kabalo nga, ang whole population would prefer face-to-face rather than online. And yet I only asked 5, which is not substantial enough to the total population of, let's say, 2,000. Yeah, lima ra kong gipangutana na. No? Kunya, muna, ang watabuan na, online nilang itubag, come up din ko with the conclusion na online jud ay ang preference sa tanan, which is not actually accurate, di ba? I've encountered a study before wherein usa ra ka section ang iyang gikuha as respondents, and yet the nature of his or her study is ang entire school actually dapat ang kuhaan niya kay we're talking about school services, no? Not just one section who are actually going to use different facilities of the school, actually tanan na student body. So it is really advisable that when we get a total population of let's say 2,000, we compute it with Stovan's formula, then come up to with let's say wala ibutang 500 to 600 respondents. And when 500 to 600 respondents, napadot tayo sampling method, no? On how we determine this 500 to 600. Di man na pwede nga pag gusto lang sa ang kuha, first year lang tatanan mo kuha, di ba? So we do stratified so that everybody has a chance to be selected as a respondent. No? Sooner or later, it will make sense, no? Kanina stratified, sampling method, because you are going to encounter that one in your chapter 3 under methodology. So, yan ang process, no? Ni quantitative, no? Generalizability. You get larger sample sizes that are results based on your sampling methods, no? And those sample size actually represents the entire population. Okay. Third is objectivity, di ba? We already discussed na it should be observable and measurable because we are using numerical data, no? And we basically get our data also from structured instruments like your survey questionnaire, no? Those are close-ended questions. It can be answerable by yes or no. It can be answerable by Likert scale, no? Strongly agree to strongly disagree, no? Either 5 or 4 Likert scale, depending na sa nature sa inyong research. So again, one characteristic of quantitative is has to be observable, measurable, has objectivity. Replicability is the fourth one. It should be replicable. And your research should also encourage future researchers to continue your study. So, di ba, again, makita man na nato sa atong recommendations, there are areas that are not covered in your study. And you can actually introduce that one in your recommendations to future researchers. So, sila na mo continue sa wala ni mo na-cover na areas in your research. Also, ikaw po, you're actually continuing the study of other researchers before you. Why? The mere fact that you have already looked for gap in the literature sa uban nga study ay nakita nimo nga naay areas nga wala pa nastudihan nila before, kaya ikaw ang mo padayon ana ikaw ang mo mangita of research to fill in that gap. You are already continuing what the other researchers have started. Kasabot na ta guys, before you continue with the strengths of quantitative research. So, itong ta po to last week, no? Do you have any questions before we will proceed? Things that you would like to clarify? You can give me a thumbs up if nakasabot ra. As confirmation na continue na. Okay, thank you so much. Wala sa Okay. Let us continue with the strengths of quantitative research. So sorry, I had to sip water. Okay. Dry na kayo itong bakbak. So let us continue with the strengths of quantitative research. First strength is analysis of data is assisted with statistical methods, and you are actually guaranteed that the results of your study is accurate, no? Because you are going to make use of numerical data. No? And we make use of statistical methods that might be descriptive or inferential statistics. For me, it's quite easier actually ang quanti. I'm really planning to do quali someday, no? Marag ginahan ko makabalon sa on mag-make og quali. Or mixed method, no? Because no people would often say na it's easier because fewer lang ang participants ni qualitative, but I digress. I do prefer quanti because we're just basically going to tally the responses and compute it. We have already software like SPSS to help us summarize, no? Huge amount of data. And then, muna siya, no? Tabulate tayo. We have also statistician. Actually, you don't have to feel intimidated, no, with statistical methods because you are not actually going to do this by yourself, no? Throughout your research process, you are going to be assisted with your statistician and then your research advisor, no? Syempre, the statistician is there to help you on how to compute, no, your data at the same time how to tabulate it, help you with interpretation, but di is sila mismo ang himutanan. Matag sa example, then you do the rest of the work. Okay? So it's not really that hard, no? Especially if we are going to make use of descriptive research. Wala, kung di ta mag-correlational, no, there's no need for inferential statistics. So you're just basically going to count ilang kabuk ang most strongly agree for question number 1, and then question number 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay? Then convert that to percent. Next, we have large-scale research can be undertaken, and that is basically what I like about quantitative. And then what makes it practical actually, especially sa ato ang industry, sa tourism industry, you're not just going to focus into one specific place alone. The tourism industry is so broad, especially our tourism sector here in San Carlos City. So it's much more advisable that you are going to pursue with quantitative research. You can actually conduct a larger scale of research. So with this, no, pwede tibok San Carlos, no? Per barangay mo ko kag pila ka book respondents imong paon dira, no, through sampling, and then do stratified, no. So muna na kalimot sa quantity. Kaya tibok Philippines pa pwede pa nimo na siya makunang quantitative research, and I am not exaggerating, no. My doctorate dissertation, we call it dissertation, no? Mag-doctorate ka, PhD ka. My scope is actually the entire Negros Island. No, Negros Island yun siguro ko Negros Occidental, supposedly. They were planning to have it Western Visayas, pero grabe mag-medyo na kaya sa kong powers. No? because you have to deal with a larger scale of research as the taas mo level. And it might be like daunting, no? Tapo ang part, but it is what it is, di ba? In your case, it's undergraduate pa man. Usually sa master's and undergraduate, could be a large population, a city, no? Pwede ang Tibok Sipaway, pwede man. No? But do not just focus into one specific area alone. Okay? Barangay 1 lang ka. Dili kayo siya nga substantial. Especially in our industry. Kung education, pwede man usa ka school, no? But you are tourism students. Next, data can be presented in graphical or tabular form, which makes it easier to understand. No? Although in qualitative research, we basically provide verbatim, exact responses ni participant. But you're also going to conduct thematic analysis. You're going to tabulate those responses and try to see through thematic analysis and qualitative research, you're actually going to see if there are consistencies to the responses per your participant. And ang consistencies na sila mga words na hindi pang gamit, no? Usually that's quite common in thematic analysis and qualitative. Okay? Sa quanti, go or ko mumutan dira. Pila ka bok ni answer og yes sa question number 1. Pila ka bok ni answer og no. Question number 2, pila ka bok ni answer og yes, pila ka bok ni answer og no. You tabulate it and you provide written interpretation. It's very important that what you have presented in your table should also be there in your interpretation. Kay, syempre, maglantaw ka sa table niyo, makasabot ka, pero kung maglisod pa ka o grasp sa results of the survey, you have the written interpretation there to also help provide support to the tabulated results of the study. So, niya kung gipang yaw-yaw dire. Mo ni siya akong pasabot na tagog example sa research paper, ha? Okay. Wait for a while. I'm going to show you. Okay. I'm going to show to you a sample. Hopefully, si maghang ko laptop. I think you've already seen naman siguro. No? I have let you borrow several hardbound unpublished research. Let me see. Yeah, that is not actually. Okay. This is the manuscript from Keisha's batchmate. Hopefully this time, because I'm really sad I wasn't able to give an award sa magkunaman graduate dahil they were not able to publish their research. So as per instructions sa Dean, we really need to publish our research in our research journal so that we can also select who is best in research. And then it could also add credentials on your end, di ba? Pwede man mo makamake ang Google Scholar account, then you can have your research paper published. That is my goal for you, hopefully this year. Publish ka sa research journal. Okay. This is what I meant about tabulated data. Siyempre, survey ka. Hindi mo tabulate, no? So, manya siya. These are the responses, the questions, then frequency is the number of responses, and then percentage is converted to percent. Ano, 9 naman ni. Siyempre, these are people from the local government unit. So, lain-lain, kada respondent, usually we classify them according to like local government unit, shareholders, stakeholders, legislators, apil pa na sila, no? Nga, kanang mga private establishment owners, hotel resorts, no? Yeah, mo depende man na silang total population. So sa LGU, nagkuha rin sila og 9. Those are actually working sa City Tourism Office. Gamay ra ang population. But we see here, under stakeholders, nasa mga 100 plus. No? 118, I think. So, ano siya? Can you provide written interpretation afterwards with support from literature? Again, dili mo intimidate. anam-anam raman no, walang kakabalo kung madugayan. Kaso di mo masulat. Diba? Limpo mo i-gatekeep sa chat GPT in town. Ay, pero at least lang kung kuan, dili pud tanan magsalig sa chat GPT no. If you are going to make use of that, inyong sabi na, kanang rephrase, no? Siyempre, it's easier. You're actually quite fortunate to have these kind of tools. I remember way back before, no? Going back to my college years, way back in 2015, 2016, had our research back in third year college. You have to go to the library. Limited na kayong mga literature sources and then you have to look online. There's no Google Scholar yet. Like, ang research is very poor and very sad. So, muna siya, no, gabasa dyan ko buta dyan eh. Di dyan ko an kay, syempre, limited naman namang resources. We actually don't know anything about research at that time. Among teacher, once a year, magkita, wow, sana all. Unya, muna siya, no? So, you have the tools right now that we didn't have. Even kato na master ko, I didn't have any like ChatGPT or Philbot before. I only had to rely what Google Scholar can give me. No? So, you make use of those. I'm not going to gatekeep you from that, but you have to use it responsibly. Okay? You phrase it. Dili pod iagi og i-rephrase na Philbot ra po'y gamiton, no? Kaya we are going to undergo your paper in Turnitin. Sister Cliff is very particular with that. So, masangit mo sa Turnitin when it comes to plagiarism checking. So, we make use of those AI tools, but you know also how to paraphrase it so that kung kamo mismo ang paraphrase ana, you will basically read, no, unsa imong gipangkuha pod. And not all. No? Kay, I have found out nga dili man tanan ni hatag ni ChatGPT kay researchable. Na uban nga ma-research jud, no? Napay uban nga dili. So, you have to also be very selective, no? And, you know, digital thinking comes in, no? You have to really choose what results you are going to get, na unsa nga results ana ang imong masalvage, unsa mga results ana nga dili na himo kaon kay murag dili man siya coming from a legit source. No? So not unless if you can afford to get ChatGPT 4.0, no? I'm using it right now. It provides you with an actual good na link asa siya kwaon. So, di na ko mag-research na. Pag-click na ko ano, i-redirect na yun ko sa actual site asa niya gikuha, asa nga siya nga paragraph. So, it actually kind of works like Grammarly as well. Or, Ferritin, no? Kind of works like that also. But if you want the free one, you have to really be keen on choosing asa dira ang magamit, asa dira ang legit, asa di ang hinimo lang, no, kay, I've noticed a pattern usually if you use, AI, ang uban na is they just throw anything random, and then ang uban na is other like hinimo lang kay the citation is not complete. There are also legit, I'm not discrediting the free one. There are also some legit, but again, you have to be selective. Kay, it's not like 4.0 nga you can actually see from what website na gikuha na siya, and it can redirect you to the actual website. So, marami siya. Okay, let's proceed to weaknesses. So again, no, you have to look at both sides of quantitative. Qualitative also has its own weaknesses, and it doesn't mean na kanit quantity hindi ka should siya manimo na. No, there are also some weaknesses in pursuing a qualitative research design. So, a large sample size requires a lot of time and effort, and that is basically true. You are quite fortunate you have members. You have to make use of your members. Dili pwede, actually, disclaimer no, kanang mga kabigat dira. You have, nanadyo ko'y ultimatum ninyo, no? Kaya basta nga tuo mo, dili ko mo sineryoso ba, patangtang dito mo sa grupo. Now, I've done it once, no? Nga, kamo na lang usa. Siyempre, yun ko adin ako mag-imuya ko, ora usa. Hindi ko pa ka-graduate. More ko na. You made your own grade. No? So, the leaders actually have the freedom to report to me if you are not cooperating. So, sure mo pwede nga mangaway mo sa iyong leader kay nanugid siya. Kamu pa'y wala nagpakabana, kamu pa'y masuko, baga niyo gnaw nga. Ha? So, wala siya. I have zero tolerance for mga pabigat no sa research. So I have dealt with them ever since I was a senior high school na research teacher, and I also deal with you during your time na under my research subject. So, like what I've said, no, large sample size requires a lot of time and effort, most especially if dako-dako ang scope anak. So, you have to really maximize and make use of your members. You're fortunate enough to have 5 members, no? Matri ko, mamaster kay kaura usa, imong mga I remember my respondents were 400 plus, so it really took me a month and a half to finish with my data gathering. Okay. And then next, statistical analysis of data requires an expert rather to perform. And that is where our statistician comes in. It's not more of a weakness, no? It's actually a strength on your end. Kay, syempre, you don't have to worry about the statistical part. You have a statistician there to manage, no? I-plan siya tanan ang inyong igo mo data gathering, pero sila na mo tabang ninyo on sa ang cluster, pero syempre you have to do also your part, no? Ikaw may motiwas, no? Sundan naman na statistician, ikaw may mo finish na tanan. Then quantifying and reducing observations to numerical values makes it too simplistic. So unlike no in qualitative, when we look at our observations, our interviews, we provide thematic analysis, we can actually expand more, draw in more interpretations from the interview results of our participants. In quantitative research, it's close-ended, so meaning limited na kayo makatag na responses ni respondent. They're not able to actually expand more from their response. Yes or no raman lang ito ba, strongly disagree. And then when we reduce it to numerical values and just because we are not actually allowed to provide our own opinions in the interpretation of the table no sa ato ang chapter 4. Sa interpretation na to, we are only going to discuss what is in the table. So dili pwede nga mohatag og opinion o mohatag ka og kanang you can actually add support to your interpretation or to your discussion of the results of the survey through literature. That's why we provide 5 citations per interpretation. So sa table na ay tag 5 ka citations no or literature na mo further support sa mga interpretation. Pero you are not really allowed to provide our own insights from the results. We are only allowed to do that when we write our conclusions, when we write our recommendations. Even though our summary of findings, we are only going to narrow down the highest and lowest responses, but we are not allowed to provide our own insights, which is, again, no, our goal in quantitative is it's very objective, unlike ni quali nga, medyo subjective no, because we are actually getting the opinion of and the perception of your participants through interview. But with quantitative, it's too objective, it's close-ended, it's very rigid. So, we talk about rigid, ang statistical, ang questionnaire, it's not open-ended. Again, you're only limited to yes or no, and then it's a 5 Likert scale na responses. Okay, which makes it too simplistic. But again, a tad accurate, no, because we are dealing with actual responses and statistical tools, numerical data. Questions with weaknesses and strengths of quantitative research. Okay. So you always have to remember that quantitative research has its strengths and weaknesses. It is important that we are aware of both. Now let us proceed to types of quantitative research. Muna kung gisulti kanina no? We have the true experimental research and the quasi-experimental research under experimental. And then we have the non-experimental. You have descriptive, comparative, and correlational research. Under experimental, there is a clear established cause and effect relationship. It's basically causal research because you manipulate the independent variable to have a direct effect on the dependent variable. There is a direct link with a cause and effect relationship. Ma-trace mo nga amo muling rason nga napusab ang plant kay mo man itong gibuhat no. Kung siya exposed to different colored lights. And then we have the non-experimental research. So there are several. We have descriptive, comparative, correlational. So correlational, again, it's not the main cause. It could be associated with it, but it's not the main cause as to why these things happen. Diba? Again, no, di man na, kung giingin sa inyo as correlational, dili man na mo ang rason nga, sleep lang jud ang rason nga no productive ang bata. There are several reasons why a child could be productive, motivated siya mo eskwela, kay under pressure siya sa iyang parents or sa iyang kaugalingon, or na siya goal nga gusto i-achieve. So motivated lang siya kay nayang ka sa school. Ano all. Mag-Pedro di ay. So, that's correlational. No? Again, correlational does not imply causation. It's a fallacy to mistake correlation as the main cause why things happen. No? Kung napangutanon ha, may nga kung unsay matabo if we mistake correlation as the cause. No? It's fallacy. Okay? And oftentimes, we encounter actually in research wherein we often mistake correlation as causation. So, to be safe, no, if we cannot identify a direct cause and effect relationship, then it's safe to assume no, it's correlational. There has an association, there is a relationship. Okay? Para sa na, may increase ang crime rate niya, kanang may increase pod ang people nga mo transfer og lain nga lugar. So it doesn't dili pod exactly nga tanan tao nga mo transfer og laing lugar. Mo na ang rason no nga itaas ang crime rate, mo na reason nga pahawa sila. There are several factors that could contribute to it, diba? And you have to basically find out what it is before ka maka-assume nga that's the main cause na nagbiya ang mga tao ng transfer sa laing lugar. Okay? Kaya, kasi ba kita mo drop ito conclusions, no? Pana sa guilty na ko no? Basically, it's easy for us to jump into conclusions sa rason nga no, population sa mga tao rin sa tong syudad kaya nagpagamay. So na kay sila mo migrate sa laing lugar kay kanang taas mo crime rate diri no. Nya ulit ka bala there are several factors no. Not all. Maybe there are some percentage of those people who left they left for cleaner pastures no, na better job opportunities or ibalik sila sa ilahang original jud nga hometown no kay taga dito jud sila no. There are reasons, there are better education opportunities outside of the city where they are living. So you can establish a relationship and association with the increased number of crime rates and the increase, migrate sa mga tao outside of their city. But you can never directly make that as a reason, ang increased crime rate as the true cause na no money na tabo. Okay? So medyo kuan si correlation na. Mo rin yung i-remember ha. So descriptive research, you're really describing the phenomenon. You're not comparing anything, wala mo pa nagkuan, wala man ka nag-establish a relationship, nag-determine if there is a relationship. Okay? So say examples of that. One example akong study mismo na. Akong study is akong determine if San Carlos City has already the potential as a MICE tourism destination. So, the mere fact that I'm only describing if it has potential or not, I'm not comparing it, I'm not establishing a relationship. That's a descriptive research. I'm just merely discussing that because of the results of the survey, we have ample attractions, we need to work on our accommodations, activities, need to work on that based on the results of the survey, as well as our accessibility, kay kulang pa kay let's say, mga terminals, vehicles, mga maayong nga dalan, no? Muna ko na found out in my study. So I'm basically just describing that San Carlos City needs to work on these following aspects in the 5 days of tourism so that we can fully advertise our city as a MICE tourism destination. And I can also attest that it has a potential as a MICE tourism destination. Okay. So, ano siya? Another example is ang reading proficiency sa mga bata. Ako, maghimo abik ka o kuan. Exercises. Dili din sila compare. Kung mabuhi mo na exercises mo, pabasahon mo sila. Then you determine if proficient readers ba sila or dili. no? And then you found out from your reading exercises, some of them, like half of them, are not proficient readers. Ang uban, proficient pero needs more improvement. So you're basically just describing the the reading proficiency of the students, no, or sa mga bata na yung ipabasa. No? So nga na, those are examples of descriptive research. Wala man yung most nag-undergo nga, kung gitunga into two groups and then you compare them, no, lahi ang experience sa ang sabili. Parehas naman sila nga same experience na wherein gabasa raman sila, no? Determine naman nila if proficient sila or dili. Na pila ka percent ang proficient, pila ka percent dili. We're not basically comparing them. No, wala man mo sa divide into two groups. Wala po ka nag-establish of relationship. Kaya basically, there is no wala may kay duha ka variables to establish an association with, diba? It's not an experimental research. So that's a descriptive type of research. Okay? Ang kanang mga ingan na. Pasabot ra, next we have the comparative research. So again, no, we compare two variables. Like for example, katong undergo summer or katong wala undergo summer. Or for example, katong ning take of tutorial o katong mga wala ning take of tutorial. Those are examples of comparative research. Okay? Okay, so the experimental and non-experimental types of qualitative research depend on the topic and the nature of the problem being investigated. Okay, so next we have the true experimental research. So let us remember ha, basta true gani ato ang samples or nga ato ang mga participants kay randomize. May gitawag sa true. Kay it's random. You're not assigning them into different groups, di ba? Ang quasi is when you assign them into different groups na. Ay, okay. Dapat according to height, or dapat according to age, or dapat according to gender. Muna siya ang quasi-experimental because you are assigning your participants in the experiment into different groups. Pero kung randomized lang, regardless kung sa yung gender, regardless kung sa yung age, no? Pwede silang undergo sa study. Napado tayo kuan ha, sa experimental, napado tayo mga control groups, no? Napado mga different types of experimental research. I am very excited to also discuss that one with you. Siguro next meeting na lang. Kay magdepende po na kung pila ka control groups una, duha na po na dira nga kanang walay ga-exist na kanang drug intervention group no, or walay control group no. So, there are different kinds of experimental research as well. So again, since for experimental, samples are randomized. And you are able to identify a cause and effect relationship between the variables. No? Module ni sa klase. Module na yung una basta experimental gani causal, no? Causation, no? Maka-identify ka sa cause and effect relationship between the variables. Like, 100% sure jud ka, no? Na sure jud ka mao ni ang rason nga nagtabo ni siya. Kay ikaw man mismo ni manipulate ani para mausab ni ang certain dependent variable. Balikon jud ta mo ana kay kalimot ra bata guys, no? Madagma mo, malimtan ninyo tanan. So, example, to find out if sunlight affects the growth of plants, we have three setups. So, muna kung gato example din. May pinaka-common example actually. Ang katong hamster po, nasa senior high school na libre ang hamster o ang plants yun ang may pinaka-common na example. So, may different, per kaniya, dili light, kaya sunlight. No? Ang set A, ample sunlight, set B, sunlight is limited, set C, kaya na sa pangit-ngiton. No? So, muna sa experimental kay wala man mo siya wala mo siya gi-assign into groups, no? Like random raman, no? Pag pili nimo sa tulo ka plants, wala man mo giingon nga. Ay, kaning mga gwapa nga tanom kay butang na sa sunlight. No? Dili. Kanang sa set A, set B, set C nga mga plants. Kailan na sila, no? Yeah. Regardless kung sila species sa lang ko ano. Pero again, no, Same ra sila og same ra sila og environment. Same ra sila og water. Same type of soil. Through experiment can determine causal relationships with the use of dependent and independent variables and randomly selected samples. So random, true. The quasi, no, quasi, stable maghapon na cause and effect relationship, but they do not use random samples, assigned samples eh. O gana kung non-random, assigned gani, quasi. Tanda na, pagkatanong ko mabalik, tandaan din ninyo. Oh. Ito tayong example sa quasi. Kani siya, effect of height on milk brand difference. So, yan ka makabalo if ang height ba na ba siya epekto sa pagpili ng milk? Para sa no, itong ibutang, may tulo ka grupo. May mga 4'11", mga midget, no? Itong mga, sakto lang, o katong mga overly grown, dyan nga grabe kataas, kung kayo nga butas, lagi pang kailang height. So, ibutang. So, na certain bracket ano. So, for example, sa mga 4'11", so yung aning height, no? And the next na po is 5 feet to 6 feet, 6 to 7 feet. So, grabe na po na. 6 to 7 feet. Ito yung butang, example. So, you categorize your participants according to their height. And then, mag-experiment ka. Maghatag kag taste test. No? Tantawon ni mo kung ang mga putot ba, no? Kung sa mga brand ilang i-prefer. Kung ang height ba mismo, na ba siya epekto sa pagpili og gatas. No? So, mag-taste test pa sa different milk. Yung kahit tulo ka gatas, dira, na kahit treatment A, B, and C. And then, sa next na po yung grupo, sa katong mga regular og height ng A, B, and C. And then, sa katong mga tag-as, A, B, and C na Japan. Pilihan mo sila, no? So, wala siya. That's the kind of experiment. Now, you assign them into several groups. Now, for uban, you assign them according to gender. You assign them according to age, no? So, true experiments would have to randomly assign respondents. And they will be subjected to a taste test. But, since height is an innate characteristic of a person, respondents cannot be randomly assigned to groups. Instead, group respondents are assigned groups based on their height. So, kung magpa-experiment ka, then you classify them. That is already quasi-experimental research. Kung di ka mag-assign o grupo, that is true experimental research. We are going to end here. I have a class. I need to prepare for my next class until 12. So we are going to cut the discussion short. Do you have any questions before we end our session? Yes?
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Ay, ma'am, ganina, ma'am, sorry kay ma'am, kay gibilin